NBA All-Star Kobe Bryant is now microblogging in China. Bryant has joined the social media site Sina Weibo, similar to US's Twitter. Bryant, who is very popular in China, already has over 400,000 followers. In the US, he has over 1.3 million followers on Twitter. Meanwhile, several non-Chinese celebrities have opened up Weibo accounts to reach their Chinese audiences. Back here in the US, almost a year ago, NBA basketball star Jeremy Lin became so popular, it led to a new word called Linsanity. But some now say the young star's marketability has declined after he left the New York Knicks. Ginger Vaughn has more.
Linsanity took root about a year ago when Jeremy Lin, an unknown rookie Harvard grad, came off the bench for the New York Knicks and became an NBA basketball superstar almost overnight. Lin soon made headlines across the U.S., even making the list of Time magazine's 100 most influential people. But he was soon picked up by the Houston Rockets for $25 million after the Knicks couldn't match the deal, an unexpected move. So, is the Linsation over? Some say bigger players like the Rockets' James Harden will overshadow Lin, but experts say Lin is still marketable as ever. And no doubt, Lin is one of the few NBA stars with millions of fans around the world.
I think the jury's still out. He's been with the Rockets less than a year, and the Rockets done a great job positioning themselves as a multicultural brand, and they have a strong foundation. Jeremy also left a top media market, so that's a challenge for any athlete to overcome. But I think where the Rockets have positioned themselves, he has some things to look forward to.
While Linsanity may have cooled down a bit in the U.S., it's clear that jersey number 7 and the face that goes with it is still causing a sensation in Asia.
NBA weekend kicks off here in Houston, and Lin says he's ready.
I'm not sure how high we can get, but I want to, do our best to get there, and we want to do a good job of just playing our brand of basketball.
The second half of the season kicks off after the All-Star game, and Lin says the Rockets are hoping to make the playoffs. Ginger Vaughn, CCTV, Houston, Texas.
For more on the NBA and China, we bring in our, sports contributor here, Alicia Jessop, Forbes sports business contributor. And I'll ask you this question. Ginger mentioned it. Should Jeremy Lin have stayed in New York instead of going to Houston? Would that have changed anything?
Well, unfortunately, Jeremy really didn't have much of a choice as to where he ended up. I think he's doing a great job in Houston. That market has really embraced him, and I think what he's trying to do now is build a lifelong career that will give him more marketing opportunities as he grows older in the league, and not just capitalize on marketing opportunities now.
Earlier, we talked about the NBA going into China. Obviously, it's been successful because there is a massive fan base in China. But I want to ask you, is there something else that the NBA could be doing or should be doing, in your opinion, to target the Chinese audience?
The NBA is doing a great job. There are 300 million people that play basketball in China. And so I think one thing the NBA could do is host more youth camps for basketball players in China. They actually partnered with Yao Ming in 2012 to do some camps in China, and I think they need to build that program because there's a large youth fan base that needs to be tapped into.
Of course, when you talk about sports, especially here in America, a lot of it surrounds money, and that means sponsorships from businesses. Are you hearing more and more potential business deals in terms of sponsorships between China and the NBA?
Absolutely. The NBA is well aware of the money that's available to it in China. There's actually a group of businesses who have invested over $250 million in NBA China already. And so NBA China actually has 140 employees on the ground. And so I think the NBA is definitely looking upon building those relationships and building more of a business presence in China.
The impact of Yao Ming, when he retired, there was a lot of tears because he was such a good representative of the best of China in terms of basketball. And now you have in walks Jeremy Lin and a lot of young stars as well. What's the impact of Yao Ming's retirement versus Jeremy Lin? Do you think it's a bit different now, given that there's a couple of years have separated the two?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing with Yao is he was really the first, and the Chinese fans really, really embraced him. And I think the NBA did a better job of marketing him to China than they are doing with Jeremy Lin. But I think there's great potential for Jeremy Lin. Like I said, Jeremy was playing in the D League just over a year ago. That's basically the NBA's minor league system. And so I think right now he's more focused on building a lasting NBA career than he is on capitalizing upon marketing endorsements. So I think the Chinese fans will have someone to cheer for a long time with Jeremy Lin.
All right, well, if Jeremy gets on another hot streak again like he did in New York, then maybe that will change everything as well. Alicia, thank you so much for your time. It was great to have you back on again when we get that hot streak.